Good morning students. In this video we are going to discuss about plant breeding concept and subtopic plant breeding for disease resistance. Let us discuss today's class in detail. A wide range of fungal, bacterial and viral pathogens affect the yield of cultivated crop species. This phenomenon we are seeing since many centuries onwards, especially in tropical climates, because the climatic conditions are in such a way. Crop losses can often be significant. Even up to 20 to 30% of loss can be seen in one particular season. Or sometimes even total crop also can be loosened by the farmers because of different kinds of pathogens such as bacteria, fungi, virus, etc. In such a situation, breeding and development of cultivars resistant to diseases and enhance food production is very important. So this also helps to reduce the dependence on use of fungicides and bactericides. So when we are going for natural farming, for enhancing the food production through different methods, by introducing resistance varieties, fungicides usage and bactericides usage will be decreases. What are fungicides? The chemicals which we use to kill the fungus or fungi called as fungicides, or the chemicals which we use to kill the bacteria are called as bactericides. So usage of these chemicals also will reduce when we are undergoing for organic farming by introducing resistance free varieties. So resistance of the host plant is the ability to prevent the pathogen from causing disease. It is very important, and it is also determined by the genetic constitution of the host plant. For example, before breeding is undertaken, it is important to know that the causative organism and mode of transmission is very important. But some of the diseases caused by fungi are more dangerous, and sometimes they may cause loss of the yield 20 to 30% as we learn above, or sometimes even total crop also can be loosened by the farmer. Those diseases are called as rust diseases. Let us see some rust diseases. Brown rust in wheat crop, called as brown rust of wheat. Brown colored rust can be seen on the leaves. Next, red rot of sugarcane. So in sugarcane stem you can see red colored spots called as red rot of sugarcane. Next, late blight of potato. So the potato yield can be reduced because of this fungi attack called as late blight of potato. And what about bacteria? Bacteria also can cause several dangerous diseases to entire crop season to season, such as black rot of crucifers. If you see crucifers, in the crucifers black rot disease can be seen. You can see the screen 9.1 table is there. It is very important. So the black rot disease in crucifers caused by bacteria, very important for competitive examination and as well as other theory board examinations also. And viruses also can cause a lot of diseases to the crop, such as chili, tobacco, turnip, etc. Example, tobacco mosaic virus, shortly called as TMV, in tobacco crop. This one already we have learned in first PUC. Next, chili mosaic virus in chili crops, and turnip mosaic virus in turnip crop, etc. All these are caused by viruses. Understand? So methods of breeding for disease resistance can be discussed here. Let us see different methods for breeding program which are resistance free. So on the table you can see there are some crops like wheat, brassica, cauliflower, cowpea, chili. Varieties are given resistance to a particular disease. Let us see in detail regarding this table. This is very important table for theory and as well as for NEET examination. In many NEET examinations and KCT examinations, they ask a number of questions from this table 9.1 and another table 9.2 also. Crop name. Wheat crop variety is Himagiri and resistance to leaf and stripe rust and hill burnt. Understand? Next, Brassica crop. Variety is Pusa swarnium, also called as Karan-Rai. Resistance to white rust. Okay. Next, another crop, cauliflower, which we are eating generally in winter season. So that cauliflower variety is Pusa subra. And another one is Pusa snowball K1. Resistance to different diseases like black rot, which we had a discussion just now, caused by bacteria, and curl blight black rot disease caused by bacteria only. Understand? Next, cowpea. Might be you have seen cowpeas which are big in size. Variety is Pusa komala. And resistance to bacterial blight disease. Understand? Wheat and brassica are resistance to fungal diseases. Cauliflower and cowpea are resistance to bacterial diseases. Last one, chili. And the variety name is Pusa Sadabahar. Resistance to viral diseases such as chili mosaic virus, tobacco mosaic virus, and leaf curl and turnip mosaic virus, tobacco mosaic virus, etc. All these resistance varieties can be seen with the resistance to these diseases can be seen in a crop chili. A variety name is Pusa Sadabahar. So these particular varieties are fighting with the particular diseases. For example, variety in chili, Pusa Sadabahar, is fighting with different diseases. What are those diseases? Chili mosaic virus, tobacco mosaic virus, and leaf curl, etc. So, right side, all the diseases are fighting, can be controlled, can be tolerated by the varieties which are there in the middle of the table. Crop is left side, they have given in another column. Understand? Hope you understood this table. Very important table, students. Please read it. If possible, learnt. If not possible to remember, by heart it at least. Such an important table it is. Next, let us see different breeding methods for disease resistance. Breeding is carried out by the conventional breeding techniques. Desirable, with desirable characteristics, which we learn in previous class, okay, or by mutation breeding. So what are those? The breeding is carried out by the conventional breeding techniques or by mutational breeding. So we are going to discuss about both the conventional plant breeding method and mutational plant breeding method in this video only. First one, let us discuss about conventional method of breeding. Conventional breeding of method for disease resistance is that of hybridization and selection. So what are those two steps? Hybridization and selection. Its steps are essentially identical to those for breeding for any other agronomic characters such as high yield. The various sequential steps are included in this conventional hybridization technique or conventional breeding method. What is that first one? Screening of germplasm. Next, second step is nothing but screening of germplasm for resistance source. Next, hybridization of selected parents. Next, selection and evaluation of the hybrids and testing and releasing of new varieties. This is the last step. So next, we can see some crop varieties on the screen and diseases. Some crop varieties bred by hybridization and selection for disease resistance to fungi, bacteria, virus, diseases. So on the screen you can see tobacco mosaic virus in tobacco crop. Okay, so this is about conventional plant breeding. Let us discuss about some more information regarding conventional breeding. Conventional breeding is often constrained by the availability of limited number of diseases and resistance genes that are present and identified in various crop varieties or wild varieties, including mutations in plants through diverse means, and then screening the plant materials for resistance sometimes leads to desirable genes being identified. This is happening in conventional breeding, but plants having these desirable characters can then be either multiplied directly or can be used in breeding indirectly. Other breeding methods that are used for selection amongst Soma clonal varieties and Soma clonal variants and genetic engineering also identified in this. Then what are the different crops like cowpeas, beans, etc.? So in conventional plant breeding, so construction of new organisms is easy than the mutational breeding. Since conventional breeding is often constrained by the availability of limited number of disease resistance genes that are present and identified in various crop varieties or even wild varieties. So this is unique point in the conventional plant breeding. And you know students, mutation, you can see on the screen one important characteristic in the paddy, how the drastic changes are happened in this paddy. Mutation is the process by which genetic variations are created through changes in the case the changes are happening in the base sequence within genes. This one we had a discussion in already genetics chapter. Okay, so mutation is happening since it is called as a sudden change happening by environmental conditions like volcanic eruptions or dust or smoke for a long time exposure. All these causes for mutations in organisms like animals, plants and birds, resulting in the creation of a new character or trait not found in the parental type. Okay, it is possible to induce mutations artificially through use of chemicals or radiations like gamma radiations. Might be you heard about this concept, even gamma radiations helps to treat the cancer diseases nowadays. And selecting and using the plants that have the desirable characters as a source in breeding program. This process is called as mutation breeding. Understand? So what is meant by mutation breeding? Selecting and using the plants that have the desirable characters as a source in breeding is called as mutation breeding. Now let us see on the screen mung beans, cowpeas, etc. Now I would like to tell you one best example in mung bean. You can see mung bean diagram on the screen. Resistance to yellow mosaic virus and powdery mildew were induced by mutations. Understood? So here in mung beans, resistance to yellow mosaic virus and powdery mildew were induced by mutations only. Understood? Next, several wild relatives of different cultivated species and even wild species of plants have been shown to have certain resistance characters but have the very low yield. Understand? So hence there is a need to introduce the resistance genes into the high yielding cultivated varieties. Then what may happen? The new variety will produce more amount of yield, which is the highly character in parent plants. Understood? So resistance to yellow mosaic virus in Bendy, scientific name is Abelmascus esculentus, also called as okra, was transferred from a wild species and resulted in a new variety of Abelmascus esculentus. It is nothing but called as Parbhani Kranti. What is that? Parbhani Kranti. This is very important for competitive examination. Please make a note and underline. I repeat this point once again. Resistance to yellow mosaic virus in Bendy, scientific name of Bendy is Abelmascus esculentus, was transferred from a wild species and resulted in a new variety of Abelmuscus esculentus called Parbhani Kranti. Understand? All the above examples involve source of resistance genes that are in the same crop species which has been bred for disease resistance or in a relative wild species. Transfer of resistance genes is achieved by sexual hybridization between the target and source plant followed by the selection. So you can see on the screen some disease affected crops, example pea and beans. So transfer of resistance genes is achieved by the sexual hybridization. This can be takes place between the target plant and the source plant followed by the selection. Understood? This is very important technique. Next, one more sub-concept, plant breeding for developing resistance to insect pests. Students, there are lot many insects are there in the world which are causing lot of damage to the crops. Till now we had a discussion regarding different kinds of microbes like viruses, fungi, bacteria, how they are causing diseases to the crops. Now let us discuss about insects and pests, how they are causing damage to the crops and how to produce resistance varieties against to these insect pests attack. And what are those? Let us see this concept in detail. Another major cause for large scale of destruction of crop and plants and crop produce is nothing but insect pest infection only. So this infestation is occurring by the pests and insects in a large scale, and for seasons together it can be continued sometimes. Insects resistance in host crop plants may be due to morphological changes or biochemical changes, or physiological characteristics also can be occurred. So but what may happen here, some plants produces hair on the leaf known as hairy leaves. In several plants are associated with the resistance to insect pests. Best example, tomato. If you see on the surface of the tomato stem and leaves, small hairy structures can be seen. Those are nothing but called as trichomes. Very important, please write down trichomes. So hairy structures on the leaves, on the stems in several plants are associated with the resistance to insect pests. And example, resistance to gesseits in cotton and several cereal leaf beetle in wheat, etc. Okay, now let us discuss about, students, in wheat how it is. In wheat, solid stems and non-performance by the stem, soft fly and smooth leaved and nectarless cotton varieties do not attract bollworms because stem is very solid. So bollworms cannot damage that strong stem. Otherwise, the bollworms can damage the solid stem. Since they are solid, they can't be. They can be easily attacks the smooth stems. High aspartic acid and low nitrogen and sugar content in maize yields to resistance to maize stem borers. What are those? It is very, very important. Please make a note. High aspartic content in the maize, low nitrogen and sugar content in the maize leads to resistance to maize stem borers. Okay, so students, here breeding methods for insect pest resistance involves the same steps as those for any other agronomic trait such as yield or quality and are as discussed earlier in previous concept. But sources of resistance genes may be cultivated varieties, germplasm collections of the crop, or wild varieties. Important steps in this. Some released crop varieties bred by hybridization and selection for pests and insect resistance are given below. Please let us discuss it. This table also very important for theory examinations and as well as for competitive examinations. As I told you, crop variety and insect pests. Crop brassica, rapeseed mustard. Variety name is Pusa Gaurav. It is resistant to insect pests such as aphids. Okay, next crop is flat bean. In this flat bean crop, varieties are Posa Sem2, Posa Sem3 are resistant to insect pests such as jessids, aphids and fruit borers. Next, crop Wokra are also called Bendi. Variety Pusa Savani and Pusa A4 resistance to shoot and fruit borers. Okay, hope you understood this table. Very important table it is, like 9.1. Please read and by heart this 9.1 and 9.2 tables. Students, next I am going to explain one more small concept in this: plant breeding for improved food quality. More than 840 million people in the world do not have adequate food to meet their daily food and nutritional requirements. A far greater number, 3 million people, suffer from micronutrients, are also called as micronutrients, such as proteins, vitamins, deficiencies or hidden hunger, because they cannot afford to buy enough fruits, vegetables, legumes, fishes and meat, since they are below the poverty. So they are suffering from hidden hunger. So the main elements like proteins and vitamins are missing in their daily diet and dying every year. Understood? So here, diets lacking essential macronutrients, particularly iron, vitamin A, iodine and zinc, and increase the risk for disease and reduce lifespan and reduce mental abilities also. When our diet is not having sufficient amount of iodine and zinc, vitamin A and iron, so risk for diseases, reduces the lifespan even, and mental ability, reduces the mental ability also. So such a huge important role is there by the micronutrients, especially iron, vitamin A, iodine and zinc. Understood? And these are also missing in our daily diet. So then what's happening here? Our diet is becoming as an imbalance and leading to different kinds of diseases, like deficiency diseases like kwashiorkor, marasmus, etc. And these kwashiorkor and marasmus diseases are called as deficiency nutrition diseases. So what are those deficiencies in their daily diet? Like proteins and vitamins. Understand? So plant breeding for improved food quality is important concept. More than 840 million people in the world are not getting sufficient amount of food for their daily diet and nutritional requirement. So more proteins can be seen in the pulses and grains, as you are seeing on the screen, and vitamins more can be absorbed in the fruits and vegetables. So enough eating of fruit and grains and pulses meets the nutritional requirements of the body, then the body will be in a healthy condition, fight with different kinds of diseases causing pathogens like bacteria, fungi, viruses. So there are also works as a natural immune boosters. So then whatever the virus, whatever the kind of disease we get, we are in a healthy condition because of natural immunity power called as innate immunity power. Understood, students? So crops, these are playing a very important role for enhancing the food production, especially hybrid varieties and semi-dwarf varieties plays a major role here. Understood? So students, with this I conclude this video. In the next video we will discuss about another continuation concept. Thank you one and all.